Okay, in this video we're just going to talk about the C4 custom modes on the Panasonic GH6. So the custom modes we've talked about before, they're these modes on the top dial. So we've already run through how to customize these ones individually. I'll link to that in a video above if you haven't seen that. It is worth watching that before you kind of go into this, because this sort of extends upon that even further. So if you haven't seen it, go off and watch that video and then sort of come back to this one. Essentially, we're just going to talk about the C4 dial in this. So if we switch the camera on, we can be in C1, and you can see we can switch across between the different ones. So I've got my HD 50 frames a second. I've done the custom naming on some of these. So you can see I've got 20 HD. Sorry, let me just get a focus on the screen. So you can see we've got HD 25 and HD 50 just sort of showing up there in the screen. That's using the custom naming feature, which again I'll link to that above. But I've got my custom mode set up 1 through 3. And then what you'll find is when we come into 4, so we click the camera into C4, it comes up briefly there, custom mode C4-1. And that's because custom mode 4 actually has different modes attached to it. So if you were familiar with the earlier GH cameras, like the GH5 for example, that actually had C1 through to 3, and C3 had 3 additional modes attached to it. So C1, C2, C3. And then you had a C3-1, C3-2, C3-3. So essentially you had 6 custom modes all in all. And then it's extended just a little bit further on this. So you've got custom 4. And then when we click into custom 4, so when you first go into it like this, if you press the menu button, it will bring up which mode you want. And then what I've done is, if we come over to... over into the I want to just come down into settings, custom mode settings. What you'll initially be given on there, I believe you get given 3 custom modes. So when we click into it and then hit menu, you'll get the option of C4-1, C4-2, C4-3. So all in all, you've got a total of, it would be, 3 on there as well. So you'd have a total of 6 on there, because there are 3 within here. But what you can actually do, like you've just seen there, if you go into the menu and then go to the, we want to go to the spanner, and then the next one over to the cog. So that's the settings menu. That's what the top will look like, clock and set. And then at the bottom we've got the custom mode settings. So if you get yourself to there and then jump in, what you can find is in here we've got a few different options. So we've got our option to name some of our modes, which we had before, which is useful. But the top one here, which is the most useful one, you can actually go from 3 additional modes all the way up to 10. So what you're essentially getting there is C1, C2, C3, and then an extra 10 custom modes in C4. So in total, you're actually getting 13 custom modes, which is a lot. But when you see this camera and you see the amount of video codecs and different file types it shoots, then you probably could actually start filling those, to be honest. It's there's a lot there. You've got the sort of 5.7K, so you could have 2 custom profiles there, various 4K frame rates, so up to 120 frames in 4K, and then you've got up to 300 frames in HD. So if you create custom profiles in the same way I do, and they're mostly based around frame rates and ISOs that link to those and shutter speeds. So it's you probably actually could start filling those quite quickly if you use a variety of different modes for shoots. And then once you click that into 10, you can jump back into title, and you can see here, then you can start renaming all of those to what you want. So just like I've done there. I won't go into that because we've done that in another video, so the link was above for that. And then yeah, once we've got that in, it's literally just a case of clicking into the C4 in the dial, press menu, and then now you've got all of these available all the way up to 10. So yeah, it's really good being able to have the sort of flexibility of that. I'd already changed mine, so I can't remember exactly how many you get by default, but it's certainly not the higher end of it. So you can switch it if you're running out of custom modes, jump into there, switch that all the way up to 10, and then you've got the full amount of custom modes all the way up to 13. And again, it can be quite sort of confusing having that many custom modes, so it's worth just using the if we jump back in again to that menu, it's worth just having the titles in there for them as well, because having 10 different custom modes called C4-1, C4-2 is going to get really confusing. So yeah, just make sure you kind of make sure you're utilising all of that. And yeah, hopefully that will sort of help you out in it saves a lot of time having to preset the camera and sort of switching in between different modes. So yeah, hopefully that's helped. If it has, give the video a like. If you want more GH6 content, then please subscribe to the channel.